إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الكلام كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. وبعد, among those methods which have led the society from accepting the Islam to be applied in daily activities are certain attitudes and methodologies adopted by those who are carrying da'wah, in which they have decided to mold the methodology of da'wah and to take it as again the way Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did the da'wah. But we find from that great destruction in the society, with whatever the name it may be, the end of it is that we find the majority of the people are not able to digest the rules and regulation of the Quran and Sunnah. Only due to the methodology adopted in calling the people to Islam has been chosen to train them in ways other than the way Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has trained the public and the laymen to realize Islam. To make things more clear and to make the facts aware, first we need is the knowledge of Islam. If one is going to keep away from the knowledge of Islam, to get it trained the right way, you can never get it. That's why Imam Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala said in his Tableeghi Jamaths Deviant on the chapter of ilm, al-ilm qabla al-qawl wal-amal, knowledge before action and doing. So one of the biggest obstacles which has been used as a methodology of da'wah to avoid people learning Quran and Sunnah, to stop people from the light of Islam, to stop people from learning the message of Quran and Sunnah, have made it very easy for them to lead the people to whatever they think claimed as Islam. Ever since this methodology was adopted, it was very easy to let a layman blindfold a scholar, because he is not given any connection to the knowledge. He is kept away total from Quran, he is kept away total from Sunnah. Thus he has to depend on someone who is going to tell as Islam and he is going to follow it. This makes a great corruption when a person with knowledge comes out and says, if certain people have gathered to an opinion, it makes the layman in a confusion, whom to trust. That's why we find among the earliest methodologies which was taken at the time of Sahaba Ridwanullah alayhim ajmain's time to battle Islam was to make doubt in the Sahabas and to make confusion in the methodologies of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahabas in da'wah. Where Abdullah ibn Saba, the leading Jew, who came ahead preaching to the nation to come into Islam in the methodology of the Sahabas, the very first methodology he started was what? Taking the fault of the Sahabas. Trying to say Abu Bakr as-Siddiq in a mistake. Trying to say Umar ibn al-Khattab in a wrong methodology. Trying to say Uthman ibn Affan in a wrong methodology. So there was a need to overthrow the Khilafah. This was the call of Abdullah ibn Sabah. Now those Matrijis were well exposed by the ulama of Salaf in their different recitations, and the nation realized how false they had attributed to the Sahabas and Tabi'ins and misled the group. Similarly, we find another stream of methodology adopted at the later times to keep the Muslims away from the Islamic heritage of knowledge that was started by Muhammad Ilyas al-Kandhlawi and then followed by Zakaria al-Kandhlawi. This Muhammad Ilyas al-Kandhlawi took a methodology in preparing the people to keep away from the knowledge of Hadith and the knowledge of Islam, and teaching certain methodologies on which in shortcut you could go to Islam and seek Allah's pleasure. Methodologies adopted by extremes of Sufism, like going and sitting in the forest, mentioning certain numbers of Allah's dhikr, following certain types of thinking, doing certain particular actions could reach you to certain levels which no knowledge, no Sahabas, no Tabi'ins could reach. The Tifriya Tariqa and the Sahurliya Tariqa, which was the different Tariqa available at that time, and the Qadriya Tariqa, which was the different Tariqas available at that time, were adopted in their methodologies, and the laymen were collected in the mosque. So their whole target was to collect the people into the mosque and teach this certain type of dhikr and methodologies to let people get to realize that by doing this, you get into it. So we find ever since in any area of the land where the people have gone into this methodology, is the methodology the call of Jamaths Tableeghi, till people have ignored the Quran. People have ignored the Sunnah. But the word Allah's path is being pronounced. The word Rasulullah's Sunnah is being pronounced, but not a Quranic verse is being understood. But not a hadith of Rasulullah is being understood. Fabrications are being bought in the name of Allah and Rasul and given to the society to make that as the reference to the limit. Today we are living in a country where not a mosque, but the priority for accepting a talk has been left to the people so-called of Jamaths Tableeghi. The reason for that is them coming out in the shapes and malls to let laymen get deceived as they're following the Quran and Sunnah. This Imam Ibn al-Jawli rahimahullah ta'ala says in his kitab Tableeghi Iblis, the threat of the Iblis, how he traps the Muslims into it, that is by dressing jibbahs, by keeping beards, by trying and showing your outer mode as the mode of Islam. You deceive the public by thinking they are humble people, they are religious people, and it is easy to take these people to the way they wish. So these methodologies have been taken very careful action in Jamaths Tableeghi, to put a jibbah, to dress a beard, and these actions have been taken strictly, while this has been taken strictly in Islam, that is to know the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to realize the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to learn the education which has been left out. Where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Talab al-ilm faridatun ala kulli Muslim." Seeking the knowledge is compulsory for every Muslim. This has been ignored. But one of the main reasons of if something is going to avoid Muslims from learning further deep education is this call, the call of Jamaths Tableeghi, which has been a great obstacle for the students and for the people with knowledge to continue their knowledge. Not only they have avoided laymen to get into the Quran and learn the Quran, and get into the Sunnah and learn the Sunnah, but as well they have produced doubts about ulama to the laymen. So these are ulama, they don't know to act, they only can't talk. So always ulama are cornered away from the public, and they make sure that the scholars are not left to have a connection with the laymen, and they rushing to select the public in their hand priority for giving da'wah, calling the people and producing their numbers in a multiple way before the knowledge could occur. That is, a man working with them for 3 days, 40 days, is given a book and asked him to do da'wah. When he is giving verdicts, he is giving opinions, he is concluding, he is guiding. In this they make a multiple number of people getting the crowd to ask them. There are alim who spends 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to come out and preach. He is cornered by saying he has only knowledge, but he does not act. So these many methods which have been adopted by Jamath Tabligh. The first thing is to keep the layman away from the knowledge. Second, to keep the layman away from the knowledge people. It's whatever the reason, they have done this to keep the knowledge people away from the educated layman, from the educated crowd, so that they will not realize the true talk of Islam and the true talk of Sunnah and the Quran's commentaries is understood. Today, Jamath Tabligh is leading every town, every mosque, but we never find in their history ever they open the Quran and taught to their public the Quran. They do claim they have scholars in them. They do claim that they have scholars and they have muftis and they have all this, but never ever they collected the laymen and educated how to pray, how you should say your takbir, what you are going to say in the takbir. Never they educated the way of Rasulullah. Never they took the Quran and educated the people, but they will tell the people, tell the history of their scholars, their activities, their gatherings, which in short they are letting people to have faith on them, not in Allah and Rasul. Islam wants to have faith on Allah. This type of activity present in the society has left people to imagine me having faith in those scholars or those scholars and following their methodology would get me out of my problems. That is, some prefer to go 40 days when he's in a problem to increase his iman. Other prefer to go the 3 days. Other prefer to go the one chilla and thus Jummarati. So these are different actions. They were attributed to Islam to increase the iman. So, not to learn Quran and understand when you have a problem what to solve. Not to follow Rasulullah Sunnah and get yourself out of the innovations you are. But when you have a problem, further go and do another innovation. Anything which is not Islam. This has been repeatedly been doing in the society, and what is coming to the limit now? When the truth is being called to the public, they are taking enough steps that the talk of truth should not be heard by the layman. They are taking the step, all but the Jews took the methodologies to attack the Anbiyas and the prophets. They are utilizing all those methodologies to attack the scholars of Islam. This Imam Hamid Al-Tuwajiri Rahimahullah Ta'ala said, Hum Yahud Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah. Jamath Tabligh are the Jews of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And the Jews very tactfully planned it and fought the Anbiyas and kept the public away. The very same steps they are doing today with the people, that all but the Jews adopted with the prophets, they are adopting with the scholars. Why? Because the message of the prophets, it is to be stopped. Only they know Jews were successful in history in killing 40 prophets a day for Bani Israel. 40 prophets a day they used to kill. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to kill so much prophets for Bani Israel, and Jews were able to kill 40 prophets a day. So they adopted this very same methodology in keeping the knowledge of Sunnah away from people. So all those who have not got the chance of educating the Quran and Sunnah have fallen into the trap. One of the main things I would like to mention over here is that the confusion spread by them in the society. It's so much that we have to deal each matter separately. Kalau wish and right is in my life, this will be a continuous of exposing the stream of the relations Jamath Tabligh has done to Islam in the faith of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the basis of Allah's names and attributes, in the usul and the basis of the Sunnah Nabawiyah, in the